Hello, you lovely, wonderful people. Today I'm going to be making emotes. I just need one quick second. Do, 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 do. Awesome. Okay, so this is a funny stream idea for me because I'm actually really, really bad at drawing and doing art stuff. So I was debating if I even should do this stream because you're all going to see the little tricks I use to compensate for my terrible art skills. So we have a bunch of reference images here. Little screenshots I took of Coco and the VC face. So we're going to take the angry face here. We're going to kind of zoom in and make sure we have a similar color for the palette. And then we want to chibiify her, as I call it. Let's go size 6, that should be good for this canvas size. We're doing 720 by 720, keeping it a nice square. I know because it's zoomed in right now, it looks like a rectangle, but it's supposed to be a square. So we want to roughly get the face size in there. Super. And then we are going to GBify. I know that's not a word. So that means we want to kind of puff out the cheeks, right? So we go down here like this. Oh, I need to pull up my chat. Like as I said, I'm really, really bad at art. I can't even get this little line right. But I just want the cheeks to smoothly puff out for Coco. Why can I not get this right? It's also weird because my hands get so shaky when I stream because I get really anxious. So I can't even draw a straight line right now. Yeah. I swear this goes better when I'm not on stream and my hands aren't shaking like this. Ah. Right, you know what? That's close enough. Let's bring it in. There we go. And then we can just... I'm so bad at art. Everything I do is a trick. Oh, do the horizontal to make sure we can maintain symmetry. Right on that line there, like that. Should be good. I'm just going to erase that. There we go. Now we don't need this. Oh shit. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep using cheap tricks. Figuring it out. Oh, who's texting me? Okay. So we can actually take the polyline tool. Do something like this. Zoom in. Well, maybe smooth that out a little bit by grabbing it at that angle. And that'll erase for us. Then just do the same thing over here. Up, oop. That way I can get clean angles without my shaky hands. It's always so awkward when I do art streams because my hands don't normally shake this much when I'm trying to draw. Like you can see the little marker on her shoulder there. You cannot stay still. So great to see you again. Hope you're having a good day. You are going to see the embarrassingly terribleness of my art skills. We're just gonna color pick that. Add Coco's face so it's not in the way. Also be doodling, heck yeah. You can put that down. And I guess we'll fill in these little gaps down here. What are you doodling today, Slo? Also working on emotes and stuff? There we go. And now we have a good little chibi head for Coco. I also didn't really, I just traced the hair for my model when I'm doing emotes. Because that's easier for me. Hair can be pretty tricky. Doing a remote for cat? Hell yeah. I love how supportive everyone is. Steak, sad face. And we're just gonna zoom in. Take that hair color. Back to here. Size 6 should be good. Pop it over. And we're gonna make this a little translucent. So that our drawing shows up over top. And then we just do. Just to make sure that I keep the hair as accurate as possible to the model that I'm making emotes for. And sometimes I'll do a lot because the middle isn't symmetrical, but the sides generally are for most people's hair. Some people do different sides, but I'll just draw one and I'll copy and flip it. And that saves a lot of time with doing all the hair. That's, why can't I draw a straight line? Why do my hands shake so much when I stream? I've been doing this for 2 years. 2 years I've been streaming, and I still get so anxious every time. I was like, you know, it'll go away with practice. And like, it's definitely gotten better, but it also definitely hasn't gone away. Uh, manage some more of Coco's unruly hair here. Do, 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 do. Freak out a bit before hitting live? Yeah. Yeah, it's rough sometimes. It's rough out here. I mean, I feel like to a lot of us, that's the appeal of being a VTuber, right? Is that we get to kind of hide our face because we can all get pretty anxious, be a little flustered sometimes. It's just nice to not have all the panic show on my face with the model being a little buffer for me there. let's drop that down. Do, 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 do. I was gonna play some music while I did this, but sadly, my music thing that shows what song I'm playing on stream kept glitching up. It wouldn't switch songs when the song switched, so I'd have to do it manually every time. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, cool story. I had an old friend group with my original art teacher, the person who taught me to draw. I always call her my art teacher. She was a friend first, of course. But I haven't spoken to that group in years. We all went our separate ways as we got older. You know how it is. And just the other day, my art teacher messaged me up out of the blue and wanted to game. So I sure, let's game. And then we got to talk and we got to share how we've improved our art. And it was really nice. It was nice seeing my old teacher again. And it's funny because, so as you can tell, I've always drawn animal people, ears and tail, and she's always just drawn animals. And her artwork is amazing, just like blows mine out of the water. And she taught me how to draw ears and tails. So if we have the old, actually, I wonder if I could bring that up. Our old Coco models from when I was drawing her concept art. Again, import. Let's go image. Where's my art folder? Do 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 do. There we go. Let's take some old concept art of Coco like this. Oh, that is giant. Oop. This is the old concept art I drew for the original design of Coco. And yeah, she's the one who taught me how to draw tails and ears and stuff. That's why I had the big, nice, floofy tails. Yeah, it's always nice. It's kind of funny because I originally drew Coco's hair, and then I modeled the 3D model's hair after the hair that I drew, and now I'm drawing over the 3D model hair that's modeled after the hair I drew. Probably took a few more steps than was necessary. And lore. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've shared this on the channel before, but the really funny reason I got into drawing is I had another friend who was an artist, and she also only drew animals. And of course, I've always loved fox girls from a young age. I just thought they were the coolest thing. And she hated drawing tails. Just tails specifically when she was doing animals. She was like, I don't understand them. I hate them. And I told her tails are adorable. They're the best part of animal girls. The big floofy tails. So I was gonna learn to draw tails. Only tails, not a person, not an animal, nothing else. Just tails. So I could put tails on her animals for her. And then I just started getting more and more into drawing, and it was fun, and I kept going with it. So now I keep drawing. Had a friend help you with the colors for your model? That's awesome. Alright, now we can get into the little bit of differentiation here. Oh, I did it stop responding for a second, right when I'm trying to do my line. Whose line is it anyway? There we go. Grows on a lot of fan art for Eevees. Nice. Yeah, I love Eevee. It's my favorite Pokemon. I've got a lot of rants about that whenever I do my Pokemon streams. Which has actually been a long time since I did my last one. I think the last time I did one, it was Shiny Hunting. Oh no, the last one was a Nuzlocke. It was my Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke I never finished. Alright, how's that looking for hair? I think we're doing okay here. Let's add the top of the head here. And suddenly I can't draw a line. Okay. There we go. Combine both halves of the hair so we can move it around. Oh, and here's a little trick for everyone. If anyone else uses Clip Studio Paint, I'm gonna duplicate the hair just to show it. So when I do emotes, I obviously the hair takes me a long time. And then you want to draw them in different positions, like lying down and doing different stuff, and the hair would obviously shift with that. So what I actually do for that is I take the sections that would be like falling over the face, and I go to edit. You have to select it first, of course, select it, go to edit. Why can I not find this thing I'm looking? Okay, transform. I guess you can't see the buttons I'm clicking, but edit, transform, and mesh transformation. That lets you adjust it as a whole without having to redraw. And then you can have it like, so say she's laying on her side. Now the hair is adjusted to be looking this way. So a little trick for anyone who didn't know about mesh transformation. Yeah, just like a live 2D model. Let's draw the ears on a new layer so that I can erase as needed. Well, these ears actually go off a little. Let's see if I can take Coco here. Nope, not what I meant to do. Move her down so her ears are fully visible. Back to my hair layer, move that down. Add it back up. Like so. There we go. Now we'll go to our ears. Do, 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 do. So for the ears, because I want them to stand out a good bit, I'm going to draw the lower part with the more burgundy colored line that we've been using. Oh. Like so. But then I'm going to mix in some yellow line. I know it's hard to see unless I zoom in real close that there is a color difference there. But when I do the coloring under it, and the lines will be highlighted a little more with a backdrop to them, it looks a little nicer to make sure that the colors match slightly more with the backdrop that's going to be highlighting them. We'll lower our brush size a little for these small details inside because they don't need to be as thick as the outer lines. Even though I'm doing chibi, so I do want fairly thick lines to give it that kind of bubbly look. I'm doing small details. It's okay to use thin lines. And we put a happy little tree right there. I will become the Bob Ross of emote making. I use Procreate. Nice. Yeah, so I started with, I think it was called like Llama Art or something because it was free. But the aforementioned teacher used Clip Studio. So I kind of just got it so we could be matching. I was like, look, we have the same app now. I'm a bit of a follower, I'll admit it. I think we're just going to do a little something like that. No, that looks bad. More like that. There we go. Whew. Now that we've finally done all of that, I actually need to. Where's my chibi face? That is the other hair. Perfect. Let's take this. Move you down to about here. Stay here. All right. I think that looks a little off center, maybe. Something like that. There we go. That looks good. And we can just pop up here. Oh, hold on. We need our jawline again. Back to our hair. Do, 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 do. I'm just trying to get a few gaps closed right now. And this one. So I can add the Coco reference and the jawline. That should be good. And then invert selected area. And with that, take the primary color over here. And we can freely draw here without having to worry about going over the lines. Do, 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 do. There we go. Bring back reference Coco. Goodbye, reference Coco. I can't even see reference Coco. There go a lot smaller here. Do the same thing over here. There we go. I'm just highlighting the ear fluff a little bit, so it looks nice and cute. Oh, I don't know if I. Oh, my brush is fine. Okay, I use the G pen. I like it. Sometimes I use standard pen when I'm coloring. There we go. Now we need a little bit of orange. Go, say size 20. Let me add that in. I know it looks like shit right now. Trust me, it'll get better. Then we're going to duplicate our color layer twice. Select both of the duplicated layers, but leave the original alone. Go to our blending brush. It's a little too big. Let's go 60. Hey, Flappa! You're all good. How have you been doing, man? Hope you've been well. Good to see you again. Sorry I've been so quiet. I was focusing on the blending process here. There we go. That looks a lot better. Finally found the perfect ring. Ooh, are you planning to propose? Alright, these are a little wonky. I think I'm gonna cheat a tiny bit there. If I take that and the airbrush, I can sort of meter those out. You are? Oh my god, that's actually awesome. Congratulations, man. That is an exciting step to take. Alright, now we have some good cocoa hair. The color works out pretty well there. I think highlights and stuff, highlights and shadows, we're going to shift around as we shift the hair, so we're not going to add those in quite yet. Because we want to reuse this hair for multiple emotes. Reference image there. Bring back chibi face. Do, 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 do. And I think we want a funny little crying face for our first one. Problem is, I actually give Coco fairly small eyes, so I've always described Coco. This is probably a terrible way to describe her, but her vibe was always supposed to be a Dommy Mommy vibe. So she doesn't have the big puffy cheeks or the giant round eyes, because I wanted her to have a more sleek look to her. But of course, that means when I'm doing cheapy stuff where I do need to give her big eyes, that means I gotta go off reference a little bit. So let's go here. Size 5 should be fine. Do, 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 do. How do I want to approach this? I had something like this. Maybe a few highlights here. Maybe a little bit of. Hmm. Just a little bit like that. So it's kind of funny. Coco has two different red makeup styles. One for for more formal stuff, and one for her casual look. This is her casual look, so it's a bit more faded. And I do a slightly deeper red when I do formal stuff so that it pops a bit more. Let's move this eye over here. Oh, all the little squares are getting in the way. Let's, let's redo that. There we go. Oh, there we go. And sweep it nice around there. Do the eyelid a little highlight. Maybe something like that. A little slightly lighter. You ever want to make it pure white so that you can actually add highlights to it? If you go pure white, you can't go any brighter for highlights. That's why it's a little gray, but if we take away our white background, zoom out, you don't really notice that it's gray. It's normal to have a little shadow over the eyeball with the eyelid and everything. Alright, what layer am I on? Bloop. We're going to cheat again by just using the circle tool. Doot. There we go. That's good enough. So, Coco was always meant to be the mom of Kiki, my old channel mascot. You can actually see at the bottom of my border here, which I need to change the name of. It still says Noah's Forge. But, Kiki's little pink fox you see down there. And Coco was originally designed to be her mom. Let's get a little bit darker in there. There we go. This is just a horrifying floating eyeball right now. So, sorry about that. Now we can just go here. Do I want to use a pen or a paintbrush? Probably paintbrush, right? Uh, oh, that's way too big. Oops. I'm pushing it out too far. Because all my current emotes that I made before Coco was my avatar. So they're all Kiki. And Coco needed a few of her own. Actually put that over top of the hair. Oh shit, I forgot to move the skin with the rest of the face. Oops. This emote is a mood, thank you. I'll have to give her her crying mouth. Do, 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 do. I'm very slow at drawing, but I feel like I don't need to be fast. I don't take commissions or anything, so it's not like I'm ever in a rush. And it's a relaxing activity for me, right? So I might as well enjoy doing it at my own pace. Pop that all over here so we can make the inside of the mouth. A pale orangey red is usually pretty good. Maybe a little more red than orange. We'll do something like that. That. The backdrop. A little darker. Do, 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 do. Back to our blending brush. Take this as a primary back color. Hmm. Add more of it around here. Like that. So the funny thing is I have spent a lot of time making mouth textures because the inside of Coco's mouth is entirely customized, including a uvula that I drew, and it will never be seen. You can only see it kind of when she makes her surprise face. It's like, why did I do all that work? Or a brush size a bit. Something like that. There we go. That should be all the layers combined. Pick it back up. And last we'll just take the color from the tears are in the way. where where is my jawline? Where are my tears? Here they are. Color from the jawline, because that is the closest to the skin tone. And the finishing touch. Add a little nose. Poking out in the back there. Not the uvula, no. Yeah, yeah, the uvula. Yeah. And now we're just going to doot, doot. And we're always like a size 15. Size 15 is fine for this. Doot, doot. Just add in a little bit of shading. So it looks a little nicer. Just like that. And there we go. Now we have our first emote, our sad Coco. And that took me 54 minutes, so I might be a little slow at doing that. Anyway, save as. Actually, I'm going to save as a clip format first in case I want to edit it. Just name it Coco emotes dot clip. And now save as a PNG so I can turn it into an emote. There you go. I think it turned out pretty cute. It was a good bit of work to get that from. There we go. Totally fits. Doesn't look weird at all on the main body. It was a bit of a journey to get here, but we got it. Actually, I messed up one thing when coloring her hair. She's supposed to have that one yellow strand, just because I like that little extra pop of color. So we're gonna go in and yellowify it. Just this one part. Because I like the way it stands out. Now we need to resave that. There we go. And of course, we made sure we had the transparent background here. So it'll look good in emote form. See, what should we do next? I don't know if I should do like angry or happy. I feel like Most are more fun when they are. This is gonna sound bad when they're making fun of the streamer. So, like, if people are spamming this when I'm complaining about a game, I think that makes it a little more fun for the viewers. So, I do kind of like the negative emotes. So, I'm probably gonna do angry next. So, let's take this. Actually, if I hide all of that, do, 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 do. There we go. And I can just save that as its own PNG. And I can bring it in whenever I need it. Just makes my life a little easier. So I think we are going to redraw the jawline a little bit. And probably transform her hair a little as well. Because we want the face to be sort of leaning forward, like she's brooding, like she's cranky. So let's hide all of this. And bring back that jawline so we can get a little idea of what we want to do here. File, import. Do, 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 do. What am I looking for again? The hair. I guess sidetrack so easy. Perfect. Bop, bop, doop. Just like that. So we want to take the front of the hair here. We also want to take the ears. I'm going to duplicate the layer. When we inevitably fuck it up beyond repair. And need to start back from the beginning. Edit. Transform. Actually, let's do one ear at a time. Makes it a lot easier when transforming. Now edit. Transform. We can also do a surprise face. Those are fun. No, maybe we will do surprise. So we can take this. We'll have the ears sticking up like, whoa. Oh, do that last move there. Do. It's always so awkward getting the mesh transform right. I tried the free. Fuck. I guess we're starting over. I tried the free trial. Uh, Live 2D, and I was originally going to turn one of my drawings of Coco into a thing, but the mesh transformation stuff was so difficult for me, and I ended up giving up. And that's why I went 3D instead of 2D. Alright. Transform, mesh. Just like that should be fine. Might even just copy horizontal. Put it here. Up. And when we were adjusting it, we broke some of the lines here, so we'll just no one will notice. This is our secret, guys. Okay, we don't tell anyone I fucked this up. I'm gonna do a not so subtly recolor it. There we go. Okay, now we can take the front of the hair. I'm casting the net a little too wide. If you make your mesh too big, it's hard to control the parts you want to control. But if you make it too small, then you start breaking stuff apart. It's a fine line you have to walk. If I can just take this, raise this, not do that. Yeah, see, we start breaking it here. So I gotta be careful of it. Now we need different chibi cocoa eyes. And eyes are always such a difficult part for me. Because the hair doesn't line up perfectly, huh? That is also going to be our secret. No one's going to notice when it's in emote form. If you tell them, I will spit in your general direction. That should be good there. Do, 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 do. So, as I'm sure all of you are aware, and if you're not, read my channel bio, but I am a man, and I've never actually done makeup before. So when I was doing Coco's makeup, I had to bug a friend the whole time and be like, "Is this good? Does this look good? Is this how makeup is supposed to be?" And she kept correcting me. I kept making too much makeup, making her look like a clown. Basically, had to tell me to thin it like 3 different times. So now I always gotta make sure that I thin it so it doesn't stand out too much. Can be pretty exaggerated for this because she is a chibi, and those are always exaggerated for the cute factor. Still want it to look somewhat okay. So the brush size for the iris here. There we go under, take a cute pink. Coco's eyes have actually changed color a few times. As I said, they're pink because she was supposed to be Kiki's mom, but then I decided they should be red for a little bit, and then I changed them back to pink. Because I was like, nah, stick with the original design. But then if you look at Dragon Coco, my latest Coco, she has red mixed with the pink in her eyes, so that I can have the best of both worlds. I want to have my cake and eat it too. Shadow Milk Cookie, hello! How are you doing today? Great to see you. Oh, what have I done? Okay, it fixed itself. I don't know what happened there. It fixed itself. You're doing good. That's great to hear. I'm not a very good artist, I'm sorry to tell you. But I like to do things on my own, so I'm making my own emotes today. And yes, I'm zoomed way too in, so it looks very pixelated. Something like that. And a little highlighting for the hair was traced from the reference image of my 3D model earlier. My 3D model there. Oh, that is based on hair that I drew. It's a weird story. Yeah. I still have it. Here it is. So this is one I drew. This is what it looks like when I actually draw hair. Not great. And then I modeled the 3D model hair after the hair that I drew here. And then I used that to clean it up. Yeah, I took way too many extra steps. A bit questionable. How so? What layer am I on right now? Yeah. Balloons jiggle? Because people like jiggle physics. Hi, James. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to a YouTube chat. Twitch doesn't allow YouTube chat to show on screen, so that's why you guys can't see that. I will say my jiggling balloons look like giant beach balls because of Vroid. And so I actually went into Blender to fix them to make them less sus looking because those were weird. So it is slightly less sus than it used to be. A lot of hard work. Now let's head back to the pen. And as usual, I'm very lazy, so this eye will just be copy pasted over when I'm done with it. There we go. Shoot, and flip, and move. So when I draw angry emotes, one little thing I like to do is make some flaming eyes. You guys doing an art competition? I should join. That sounds like fun. What kind of art competition? I mean, I'll lose hardcore, but it'd still be fun to participate. I always draw what I call Wind Waker flames, because I love Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Or I do my YouTuber? Okay, so this do this I drew all on my own. It's not very good, as you can see. It's kind of messy, kind of ugly. Completely drew this by hand. And then this, I'm not I'm not a 2D VTuber, I'm 3D. So this is a 3D model, and I modeled the hair after the 2D hair that I drew. So that's how my model's hair looks the way it does. I'm 3D, I'm not 2D. Alright, where were we with the eyeballs? Nope, toss that up. The eyes look weird. They're supposed to. They're supposed to, because I think that adds to the cuteness factor. If they're a little goofy. You can take this and connect that line there. Drag the flame out so that we can color it easier. Do, do, do. Sounds good. Good luck with the doggo. We're going to actually trace along the outside of our flame, like so. Thanks, James. I appreciate it. This is our second emote of the day. I'll show you our first one because it's kind of funny. I'll just import it as an image. Image. This is the first one we drew. The crying Coco. Welcome back. Alright, where was that layer I was just working on? Right there. Thank you. I'm gonna do right around here. Like if we do kind of sketchy lines like this, it'll look better in the dancing flame. Then we can take a bit of orange and mix it in. Like that. Finally, I think we're gonna go to spray like this and mix in some yellow. A little crackling yellow in the bottom. Like this. And then we can duplicate the layer. Take our mixing brush. And have all those colors kind of meld together to give it that kind of glow look, you know? The flames have the subtle glow to them. Well, obviously their flames are bright, but I mean like anime flames. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. And good luck with your art competition. I hope you kick butt. Now we can take our flame, move it over the eye, duplicate, flip horizontal, do that, some of that, merge the layers, and lower the opacity. Just enough so the eyes are still visible through the glow of the flames like that. How to start up your own stream sounds good. Good luck, man. I appreciate that. I'll swing by yours when I'm done. uh, Still got about a half hour left in this one. Where is her skin? Here it is. Here we can add. Do I want jagged teeth showing? Or is that too much? I think that's too much. Something like that. Take the red from her hair. Go a few shades darker. Also, actually make a little eyebrow bump here to show she mad. I think the sad face turned out better. But let's keep going with this one anyway. Here, a little darker. There we go. Maybe I can even see that we have a lot of wasted space here we can work on. Just real quick. Get rid of everything for a second. I mean, just this alone could be a good angry mode, honestly. It kind of fits. Anyway, let's go. Yeah, bring that back. Move it down. Uh, add some text. Oh, I didn't explain what I was doing there. I quickly duplicated the layer with the text on it onto the lower layer, changed the color, and adjusted it so that it would have a backdrop. Sorry. I know I should be explaining all my steps as I go through it. I forget sometimes. And yeah, let's save that. Hair's kind of like wavy out of the way. With the flames as she grows angrier. I don't know, this one turned out weird. I don't think I like it. I think I'll change it later. But I actually kind of need a break. I'm getting burnt out. And my anxiety is rising as you guys are seeing my terrible, terrible art skills. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope each and every one of you has a fantastic day. A short stream today. Oh, half hour short. Not that bad. But it was great. And I'll see you all in the next one. It was really fun talking to you guys. Alright, take care. Bye bye.